Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a year-end review of Focus on Fives by BJU Press. This is their kindergarten curriculum, and if you're not familiar with BJU Press, they are a Christian homeschool company, and this particular curriculum covers phonics, heritage studies, which is their social studies, and reading. It also has some art and science mixed in there as well. It's very colorful and fun. Me and my daughter have really enjoyed this program. She just finished it back in May, so hopefully it's still fresh on my mind. I did the video lessons online for her. I'm wishing that I would have used the parent-led now, but I'll explain that later on in the video. So grab your coffee, I have my BJU Press mug, and let's get started. So the first thing this course comes with is the student handouts and video guides. If you are doing the video lessons online, I just made a little binder for that. I put little tabs in here. So I have Focus on Fives video lesson guide. I have Focus on Fives handouts. And then I have math, which is not included in the Focus on Fives, but you can add that if you like. I really enjoyed math handouts. And then I put all of her completed work at the very end. So for the Focus on Fives video lesson guide, you can see how it's kind of laid out. I'm going to turn it around for you. So I went ahead and marked it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We eventually just started doing 4 days a week, and I would move all this stuff up a day or spread it out throughout the week. You can see where it tells you which videos to watch. It has what materials you need. It has what pages to pull from your Worktext and your Phonics book. And it tells the teacher, which is you, the parent, what needs graded or checked. Also, if you're going to do some type of a project, like right here, they had a little Make It studio where they made a traffic light. So you needed red, yellow, and green construction paper, an egg carton lid, safety scissors, and a white glue stick. So this is nice if you do not have internet, maybe you're just doing the DVDs. However, this got really confusing to me. I wasn't able to customize it as much as I wanted to. Like you can see, I'm trying to, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm trying to move things up and switch the days around. And it was just too hard to customize this. So you can see that I kind of stopped after about 3 or 4 weeks. And I started just doing the Homeschool Hub online, and I love the Homeschool Hub. It's very user-friendly. You can move like your phonics around, you can move the math around if you're doing math. However you need to personalize your schedule, you can do it on the Hub. Here is the Focus on Fives handouts. And if we were short on time, this we would skip, but it kind of gets them used to creative writing. I'm trying to see if I've got one I can show you. This is what it looks like. I covered up her name right here, but this is what it looks like. So this particular one wanted her to write about her Bible. So it says, my Bible is the title, and then it says, I am glad I have a Bible because, and then I just ask her what she wants me to write there. She wanted me to say it has all of God's stories in it, and because God is so good. And she drew a picture of her little pink Bible, and I wrote New Testament on it because that's what's on her pink Bible. But that is pretty much what is included in the handouts. Now, if you're doing parent-led, of course, you will not have these video lesson guides. I'm not sure how they schedule things out with parent-led, but you'll have some type of a guide. Okay, next I have the student work text for the Focus on Fives. Ours has been, there's not much left to ours since we've already completed this course. However, it includes worksheets for science, social studies, phonics, reading, and handwriting. Also included is this phonics practice for Focus on Fives. It's pretty much everything's been pulled out of it because we are done with this. It has a detached spine, so all these pages can easily be ripped out, and then you can give them to your student one at a time so they don't feel overwhelmed. This particular workbook provides daily exercises in phonics skills and word families, including reading practice books that review the phonics lessons that are being taught that week. And all of those phonics books you can find at the very end of this workbook. I want to give you an idea of what the worksheets look like really quick. So let me pull my notebook out one more time. Okay, so every day you'll pull out one page from your Focus on Fives workbook and one page from your phonics practice workbook. So this is from the Worktext. This first page covers their heritage studies lesson for that day. They were learning, or she was learning about mountains and volcanoes on this day. So she just cut out these little rectangles and she glued them in the order that the volcano erupts, or that you can make a volcano erupt for a project, I guess. And she was also working on the blend GR. So you can see where they have the writing practice here, and then they kind of go over the sounds that they make. And these are the splash words, also known as high frequency words that they learn throughout Focus on Fives. And over here on the phonics sheet, they're practicing blends again. So they have burr, they'll circle the picture of the word that starts with the burr sound. We have cur, gur. And then over here, the same thing, working on blend sounds. As you can see, we would sometimes skip the heritage studies video altogether. If it was something she already knew about, we would just go ahead and skip it because she was only 5 during this whole program and she had a hard time sitting still. So keeping her attention was not that easy. So I would skip stuff that I felt she already knew about. Okay, next I wanted to show you some of the cute little characters that are used on Focus on Fives, and they will make these themselves throughout the program. I don't think I have all of them. Where are they? Okay, I'm sorry, I had forgot some of them. Okay, so first of all, these are the characters used throughout the curriculum to kind of keep the child engaged, and they're lots of fun. So Hopscotch, he's pretty much like the mascot of Focus on Fives. He shows up, he'll sing songs with them. If you're doing the teacher, the parent-led, then they'll have sections in the teacher's guide where you'll hold this little stick puppet up and you'll sing a song. Usually it's phonics related. Also, this is Dottie. She helps them learn how to hold their pencil correctly. She helps with handwriting. And this is Bonnie. She helps out with phonics sounds, phonics review. This is Hopper. He helps them memorize their splash words, which are also known as high frequency words. And I kept this card because in the beginning I would have her kind of hop on the splash words and then splash into the puddle. So the rest of these characters help them learn their phonics sounds. So we have Mrs. Long, she comes over the long vowel sounds. Uncle Short, Bossy R, Miss Silent, Marker E, he goes over the silent E. Miss Short, she goes over the short vowel sounds. Mr. Short, he goes over the consonant that follows her. So these characters right here really help them learn their phonics sounds and memorize the phonics rules. The next thing you'll get are your phonics and review cards. I got this little index card holder and I put a regular size index card as my dividers. So the first one are their letters. These are out of order because we've used them so much. And then I have my splash words. These are all of the high frequency words that they will learn throughout Focus on Fives. And she did learn pretty much, but she learned most of them. And I think it's because we started using a splash game to kind of burn off some of her energy, where I would hold up a card and she would run and splash on the bed and say a word and then run back. Then I would show her the next card and say she didn't know this word. She would just hop 3 times in place and say this word 3 times, like she's splashing in the water 3 times. So that really helped her learn the words and also burn off some energy. These are just the letters, learning their letters and the letter sounds, and they have little songs that go along with the letter cards. So all these little symbols they sing about in their songs. Okay, and the last thing I want to show y'all that's included in this curriculum are these reading practice books. There are 34 altogether. And the first one starts out super easy. There's not any words in it at all because at that point they do not know how to read. They're still learning their letter sounds. So what they're trying to do, starting out with this book, is teach them to think critically, to try to understand what's going on in a story and retain the information. So they'll be like, what's he looking at? Why is she carrying this box? What do you think this building is they're coming out of? They're holding books. And they'll just want you to really tell the story through the pictures so that they'll start to learn how to retain what they're reading when they actually do start reading the words. So these are the first books, and I'll show you what the last one looks like because I was curious as well to know what the last one looked like. So this is book 32. It's Raindrops and Other Poems, and this is the words that they should mostly know by the end of Focus on Fives. My daughter didn't have them all memorized, but she did know most of them. So this kind of gives you an idea of the words that they may be able to read by the end of this program. And I encourage you to watch the Focus on Fives orientation by Miss Rula Paul. She's the main teacher in Focus on Fives. And I'll try to link it down in the description of this video. But she says that kindergarten is meant to be an introduction to all of this material they're learning. Kindergarten is not a mastery grade. You're not supposed to master, they're not supposed to master all this material in 1 year. This just introduces them to all the material that they'll learn further in 1st and 2nd grade. So don't expect them to master all this stuff during kindergarten, because I really don't think it's possible unless they go into this program already knowing their letters or letter sounds. My daughter only knew 5 letters and letter sounds at the beginning of this program. I wish we would have learned more, but she just wasn't ready yet. And she learned most of them through this program. I think there's only 4 that she's just not too familiar with just yet. But okay, so these last 2 I wanted to go ahead and bring your attention to because I wish I would have known ahead of time. This Christmas Bells one, I wish I would have known it was at the end, but I never looked through all the books because I would have brought this out during Christmas time, because at that point she knew how to read most of these words. And the way you read these books is the parent reads the colored words and the child reads the words in black. And she knew most of these words by Christmas. So I definitely would have brought this book out. I just didn't know that it was at the very end of this book collection. But so know that that's there at the very end. And then this colors book is number 34. And I'm not sure why, because I would have brought this out as soon as she learned the words. This is if she knew these words, then she could read this book, because the parent reads this word and the parent reads this, and then she reads the picture. So she would have been able to read this book early on. Maybe it would have helped her confidence in reading. I'm not sure, but I just wanted y'all to know that this last book is actually one that you can add maybe a couple months into Focus on Fives. Okay, so I told y'all that we did have to customize this curriculum to my daughter's learning style. She did not like sitting through the phonics videos or the heritage study videos. So most of the time I would watch heritage studies ahead of time and get the idea of what I needed to teach her, and then put the heritage study sheet in front of her and let her do whatever craft it had on it. It usually has a craft like coloring, cut, and paste. And while I went over the material that she needed to learn for heritage studies. But for phonics, she did not want to learn from the video. She wanted to learn from Mama. So what I would do is we would watch the introduction to the video, which is maybe 5 minutes into it, and then I would stop it, and I would write down ahead of time the word families that we were going to review that day. So you can see, I would just write them down really quick. It didn't really take that much time. I think if you're doing parent-led, you have to get all these cards out anyways. It's a lot easier just to write them down. So for parent-led, you might even consider this, just writing them down in some type of a handwriting workbook. It also teaches her where her letters need to go on the lines. This is a creative writing tablet. I think I got it from Walmart. But anyway, so we would just go down the list and read these word families, and then we would do the phonics book for phonics, and then we would play the little splash game where she would run and jump on the bed, and then do the worksheets together without the video. So really, for the phonics video, we just did the first 5 minutes. The rest she did with Mommy. Also, we did not do the reading videos just because I learned from Miss Lawson as a teacher on the video for reading, and I loved her. I loved all the teachers. I loved Miss Rulepaw too. Miss Rulepaw, you could just tell she had such a love for teaching, a love for children. She had a way about her that was really engaging for the children. So was Miss Lawson. However, it did not hold her attention. The reading video didn't. Like I said, she was a young kindergartner. She just couldn't sit still very long. So for these books, I would just put her in my lap. It's usually in the evening time after dinner. We would just sit down in a chair and snuggle and read these books together. I'm not sure if I said it before, but you read one of these books a week, and they review the phonics lessons that they learned in the week prior. And as far as the video lessons go, I'm not really sure if it covered how often you should read these, but we read each book at least twice a week. But I tried to read them at least 4 times a week. So she would be, because it really did help her get familiar with the words by reading these little books. So as I said, we did make this into just a 4-day-a-week kindergarten by taking because Fridays are always for reading. So what I would do is I'd take the reading book and we do it during the week, and then on Fridays we would not read the book. There's always an extra phonics worksheet on Fridays, but I would actually move that to Thursdays. So Fridays she had off, but I wanted to go ahead and let her tell y'all how she liked Focus on Fives.
I liked science, art, and math.
Did you learn how to read this year?
Yes. Yes.
Do you think that you learned all your ABCs?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, what did you think about Miss Rulepaw?
I liked her. I liked her.
She was really sweet, huh?
Yep.
Did you like learning how to read?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're excited to start first grade?
Yes. very excited on the first day.
So I'll be making a couple more videos about her Focus on Five's curriculum. So be sure and subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified when those videos get posted. And thank you so much for watching. Bye. You think it went okay?
Yeah, let's go see it.